back with another episode of Real Life Movie Talk. It is your boy Chris.
Blockbuster Ben.
John.
Nah, man. Damn, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yes,
sure.
man. We apologize for the delay over the holidays. I mean, we wanted to take a slight break, but two, we were supposed to come back last week, and I had something come up. I just couldn't make it. Yeah, it totally is my fault.
We all traveling.
Yeah.
It's
the week before that was us, and this past week we were out of town.
Yeah. It's been...
It's the holidays.
Yeah, it's the holidays, and, you know...
What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want from us?
Leave us alone!
65 episodes.
You're being a dick!
Oh, man. So we're back, and we got fire snacks, I'm hoping.
I think so.
On the bar.
Speaking of fire, this is from BricknFire.
Yep.
It is owned by two Catonsville locals. Mm-hmm. It's downtown. And they have a January special where if you order the frozen pizzas, you get $20 off. I don't know how many you got to order and don't deliver. So you COVID people don't even have to leave your house.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Portnoy review one of these?
He did. They
Yeah.
sent him a frozen one,
Yeah.
and he did it. I forget what his score was. I think it was pretty decent. In the sevens,
Yeah,
I
it was
think.
in
I respect him, so.
Why did you ask that question?
Just wondering.
Okay. So we got a traditional cheese pizza.
Okay.
And pepperoni.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love BricknFire. They set up not just downtown. If you're in the Catonsville, Ellicott City area, down at the breadery, they set up a food trailer sometimes where they do them there too, and that's where I always get them from. I absolutely love their pizza, but I've actually never had the frozen ones.
The reason that so I cooked it for 15 minutes. I put two in there. It probably could have went like another minute or so, but I was trying to get this episode started. Mm-hmm. This is one of my favorite frozen pizzas I've ever had. For sure.
Okay. I haven't eaten dinner, so get at me, bro.
It's so good. Honest to God, dude. Like, sometimes I'll like venture out and get, like, they'll have a special sometimes. Like, the one right now is like chorizo, hot honey. Like, it's really good. But my favorite of theirs is their plain cheese pizza. Not the margarita.
Right.
Like, that's good, but just the plain cheese pizza is my absolute favorite.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wait till you hit the crust.
Good for them. I'm a cloth guy. Which is why I think Portnoy and I disagree. I was just joking. I don't.
Did you go
I
margarita
have
first?
respect for what?
You want margarita first?
Mm-hmm.
It's got good sauce.
Oh yeah.
They got a real good sauce. I think that's why I like their cheese so much. The plain cheese is because of the sauce.
Saucy.
Yeah.
That is this is the best frozen pizza I've ever had.
Bar none.
Now we gotta do Portnoy's. I was just joking about not having respect for him, by the way.
Man's eating all the pizza.
Yeah.
Really has.
Oh, and his content's hilarious. Barstool's great.
I feel like I haven't seen him do it in a while.
He had a 9-4 yesterday.
He's in like Miami or something right now,
Oh.
right?
But his yesterday was
I don't know why it doesn't come across my news.
Oh. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen him, but there was one that popped up a couple days ago for me. He reviewed a McDonald's. There's a McDonald's somewhere that has pizza. And
Italy.
I don't
No.
know. It was like...
It's Florida.
Yeah, it was Miami.
A month ago.
He's like, it's the biggest McDonald's I've ever seen. And he shit all over the pizza. It was hilarious.
He pumped it up too. He said it looks good.
Uh-huh. It did
And
look
as soon as
kind of
he touched
good.
it fell
Yeah,
apart.
yeah. He's like, oh, look at the flop. I mean,
He's funny, man.
yeah, it was good.
So did you score this? I mean, I'm so bad at scores, honestly.
We're going to do it like he does it? Break it into the difference between
Yeah, you gotta put it in the scale, I guess.
frozen?
If we're grading the scale, that's in the 9s.
For sure. This would be at least
On
a 9-3 for me. For
On a frozen pizza?
Because I've never had a better frozen pizza, I don't think.
Yeah.
I can't change it. Damn it.
Alright, 9-3 frozen scale.
I haven't had the cheese one yet, so that might... I like basil though.
If you
I think I
can't,
prefer this to cheese.
I haven't had the
you
cheese
prefer
yet.
that to the
I
cheese?
think I would.
Okay.
I'm a sauce guy.
Yeah. Speaking of, give me that one on the floor.
Alright, you can
Damn, bro.
have it.
I haven't. Damn.
Thick ass little cut. Y'all got a little piece in there.
That wasn't me.
Alright, so what we doing drink wise?
These are
Fire though.
UNION Craft Brewing, also local. It's the GO.A.T IPA, and obviously, it's got the GOAT of the Ravens on the can.
He is
Shout
the
out
goat.
Sean.
He
Yeah.
is the goat.
He's also the goat of his position.
Yeah.
Most people, if you ask them who their favorite Raven is, they say Ed Reed. Like,
I love
hands
him,
down.
yeah.
A little bit of the old heads. I mean, we're old heads now, but like the 45 plus probably say Ray Lewis. But Ed Reed was the GOAT.
Uh huh. Because I felt like he silently just dominated.
Yeah.
Didn't talk a lot.
Ray was pretty good.
No, I'm saying
Nothing against Ray.
I love Ray, love the showmanship, all that stuff. But this dude was just I don't know, quietly.
Quietly good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
He didn't kill nobody.
I like Ray.
he didn't kill anybody.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Hey, and real quick on the football tip, did you see I forget who put it out, but this Sunday is probably Roethlisberger's last game ever, right? If you're in the stadium, do you stand up and clap for his career, or do you boo his ass?
I clap for him.
And Quadra Ishmael said, "Look, man, everybody needs to stand up and boo the shit out of him."
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
That's because I saw
funny.
that. So do you clap or do you boo him?
I clap for him.
I'll clap for him.
Yeah,
He
I got
has
respect
that.
for him as a player.
Yeah.
I don't like the Steelers. I don't want them
No.
to win. But if it's ceremonial to him, like if they give him, some sort of second or minute or so or some,
Yeah.
Would you have clapped for him when he followed that girl into the bathroom?
I'd have clapped him.
yeah. But I was watching in the hotel this past week. I was watching when I was getting ready in the morning. I would have Good Morning Football on or whatever it is on the NFL Network. And they were talking about it, and they were like, nowadays you're not going to get many more quarterbacks like him as far as the amount of hits that dude's taken and is still just standing tall. It's pretty
He
wild.
wears
He's all-
a full knight outfit. He's a fucking knight in shining armor. I mean,
Yeah.
his whole midsection is this big, and that's not belly. That's just iron anywhere around his inside.
And the legend of the games, Terrell Suggs, which is cool. Very slim chance to make the playoffs, but I'm gonna be cheering.
Yeah. I mean, you got to. It's a team. It's your team.
We better.
Is that Flavor God? Oh wow! Did you order this online?
Yeah, I
thought
ordered.
that was his
I
name.
ordered that, and it took I don't know. Let's call it 4 weeks to come. And Jen sent him an email and said, our stuff never came. So we're like, all right, we'll send you another order overnight or whatever. And they sent a brand new order, and then a couple days later we got the other one. So we got a little bonus pack.
Hell yeah.
This guy's videos pop up on Instagram for me all the time, and I've always been meaning to order them.
They're good.
Man, it smells. Hey, shout out to Flavor Guy because this smells so good.
Yeah.
They got one called Everything But the Salt and Everything Spicy. Those are my two favorites.
Really?
I love those.
Okay, I'm gonna order some then. Let's say that. Okay, real quick before we move on,
Food wrap this up. I'm drinking water.
I got you something. Well, I got something for you.
me?
Okay, for both of you.
Uh-oh.
My parents made these. Okay.
A box?
My mom got one of these cricket machines. Have you heard of these things? So they made each of us one.
Damn, your parents made us stuff?
Yeah.
My favorite color is orange.
I can't see color. That's right.
Coffee mugs. Don't know if you guys drink
Red.
coffee.
Red.
I don't. Put a little hot chocolate in it. Whatever.
Cookies.
Oh,
In the
yeah.
milk.
Milk. Yeah, that's how I normally use them.
Oh, this is so cool.
So
Thank you.
Look at that.
Yeah, I sent him. Mine looks the same. It says Ben on it.
Yeah.
They also made this shirt for me.
Oh, shoot.
Chill time. Yeah. So my dad had asked me to send him our logo, so I sent him all the JPEGs or whatever. But the way that it's designed from the company that I used to get it, it's 4 pieces locked together, and they couldn't get it separated. So he couldn't put our exact logo on there.
Yeah.
But he messaged the company, and he's going to try to work it out to where he can get the pieces separately
So cool.
or whatever. So it's pretty. I was like, I thought that was pretty cool.
That is.
So anyway, yeah, we got some mugs.
That's actually really good for an IPA.
Right? It's not. Yeah.
That's smooth.
I like it a lot.
Operator.
And he did say before the show he would shit on it if he didn't like it.
Definitely
yeah.
said that. Definitely
Not
said
a
that.
reflection of Ed Reed.
Yeah, no. Well, man, I wonder if he had any input. Or if
It
they
looks
just,
like him.
Yeah. Does it say? I don't know.
Brewed in his basement.
Yeah. Have you guys... All right, so we've been out for a while. What have you guys watched other than these 2 movies that we're going to review tonight?
A lot.
Yeah, me too. Sunny. They did the whole... They
I
put
haven't
the,
watched any of that.
the whole season is on Hulu. Loved it.
Nice.
Letterkenny season 10 hit Hulu, which I that slowly creep. It's definitely, I think, in my top 5 comedies right now.
Wow.
Letterkenny is so. The more I watch it, the more I absolutely love it.
Alan Russ says the same thing. I can't get into it.
I gotta show you guys this one clip. I'll do it after the show. I sent it to I'd seen the episode months ago.
Okay.
Now I had started going back through the seasons again, and I got to season 9, and I forgot until they did it, and I was crying, laughing so hard at this scene. It's just a cold open type scene.
Okay.
And so you don't have to have any real context. You can just watch it. And I sent it to so many people. I mean, it's so funny.
Forgot us, huh?
I did. I apologize. Yeah, I apologize.
Send it all my
Your
friends.
mug back.
No. I apologize. It was I didn't send it. Sorry, I sent it to Courtney. Sent it to my brother. Sorry. Did I say that? Is that what I said? Oh, I was like, no, I didn't say that. I just said it. I said it to a bunch of people. I sent it to my cousin. Yeah. Anyway,
Just
sorry.
stop.
And then
Sent to this guy I met yesterday.
yeah, dude, I was just chatting him up. He said he liked Letterkenny. Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh shit.
And Yellowstone. I haven't seen the finale yet.
I haven't seen any of it yet.
Have you seen the finale, John? That came Sunday.
Of course he did.
Okay.
He hated it. I could tell by the way he just nodded his head.
Okay.
Did you hate it?
No.
Wilson did.
Hated it? Oh shit.
Wonder why. He tell you
I'm
why?
watching it this weekend.
No, I wouldn't let him because I don't know anything. I'm excited to watch it, but I'm gonna binge it all.
It's very bingeable.
Anyway, that was what I've been watching. What about y'all?
I watched Unforgivable, Bruised, finished Yellowstone. I restarted Peaky Blinders.
Okay.
Buster's Malhart. I finished The Witcher season 2, and we finished Hawkeye.
Is The Witcher good?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard season 2 got better.
Oh, it's definitely.
I didn't know what the hell was happening in season 1. I got through it and I'm like, people just say they like it.
And one of the things I read is that they kind of clean up all the
Yeah,
storylines.
they explain a lot in the second season.
Yep, we got a guest, 2 special guests downstairs right now.
Really understand why that door's open. Why is that door open? I'll be back.
All right. So Chris, what have you been watching?
I watched Hawkeye.
Hey, big dog.
It's Moose. It's our new dog.
Moose. Huge platform. Yeah, so I've been watching. I finished Hawkeye. I just started Boba Fett, but I haven't finished the first
Oh,
episode
I want to
yet.
get into that. Yeah. People
What?
online are loving it.
I watched The Patriot again.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it was one of my favorite war movies of all time. And now that I've seen it, I stand by that. That movie was phenomenal.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's good.
Did you know there was a Steven Seagal movie from the late '90s also titled The Patriot?
Yes. Only because I searched The Patriot and that came up.
Did you say you started?
It's about a pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, I did that so-
Yep.
Did you say you started Boba Fett?
The first episode, but I didn't finish it.
You didn't finish it?
I started it and I was like, I'm not in the mood for this. I was at work.
Okay.
Like,
I'll talk about
my
it after
lunch
you guys
break
watch it.
at work.
Okay.
There's some shit I know you'll pick out about it.
Really?
You're a good dislike.
Okay.
Oh.
My cousin is loving it, and he's the biggest Star Wars fan I know, and I've seen a lot of love for it online.
It's not that.
Okay.
It's not that. It's
It's
something
something-
I've heard you mention that you disliked in the past.
okay,
that I think you're
okay.
gonna
It
dislike
ain't gonna
about.
matter because they're laser guns, John.
That's not what I'm talking about.
So I think I'm going to jump into it when I get Celine tomorrow. I'm just kind of waiting for her. So,
Sure.
and I was gone all week, so we may jump into it this weekend, which I'm looking forward to. Courtney and I have also actually I forgot this one. There's a show on HBO, Station 11. Have you guys seen? It's about a flu pandemic, and it's kind of close to home because we're in this.
Sure.
But you'd think it's like Hollywood pushing an agenda, but it's based on a book that was written in like 2014 or something. So it wasn't like
But it still got picked up now.
it still got picked up now, so it is them. But like it's actually pretty goddamn entertaining. Like we're enjoying it. There's a lot of characters, and it's told in like different time periods. Like they flash forward and back, and like you're seeing the same character, kind of like her as a child and her 20 years later. And it's
Sure.
I like the progression, and I'm enjoying it. You know, it's not too bad.
I watched the new Matrix also.
Oh, I'm not
heard
interested.
nothing
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good. No need to watch it.
That's what I'm saying. Like the second and third ones weren't even that good, right?
Nope.
The first one is a.
I like the trilogy.
Do you?
They get worse as they go.
Yeah, for sure.
And
The
this,
first one
it
was
just
so
keeps
Keeps
good.
going.
It just goes. It goes like this.
Yeah.
4.
Oh man.
4 is bad.
I just feel like the first one is so perfect
Yeah, it's good.
It was great.
that you don't need anything else. There's-
It feels like the dude spent his entire life writing The Matrix. It came out and it was so big they were like, all right, we need 2 more. And he went, oh fuck. Like I didn't know I was gonna have to write 2 more.
What do you mean another one?
And
It's just what it feels like.
it was the first. It was brothers that wrote, and then now they're the sisters. I don't know if you guys know that.
No.
The Wachowski brothers wrote the original. They're now the Wachowski sisters.
They both transitioned.
Yep. Yep.
No wonder the new one sucks.
Maybe it felt like they lived in the Matrix their whole lives.
That was a joke.
It was a joke. Relax, people. All right.
Some of the characters make sense now.
That's a good one.
It's very 2021.
The love interest
Or
always
2022?
Yes.
Whenever it came out?
Yeah, for real.
The love interest always felt manly to me. Whatever that girl's name was.
Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's
Okay.
not good. Just don't waste it. I mean, if you love the Matrix, you're gonna.
Yeah.
Don't leave it watching this one.
Everyone says it sucks.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Movie Combat. Last episode,
Yeah.
we did a movie combat. We wanted to know what people thought was better, Full Metal Jacket or Apocalypse Now.
Full Metal Jacket won.
We got a lot of votes, and I'm pretty sure it tied.
3,000 votes.
The last time we counted it was a tie. So it's been a while, so maybe there are more votes now.
I didn't vote yet.
I didn't vote yet either.
So now John didn't vote.
Apocalypse Now.
Damn it.
But yeah, I mean,
It was really close.
Yeah.
I was surprised because I think that Full Metal Jacket isn't nearly as good, personally.
I mean, y'all know.
But it has more name recognition.
It does, and if you've seen the review, then you know how we feel. If you haven't seen the review, go watch the review. It's the episode before this one.
Ben won't say it again. Ben will tell you what he thinks again.
No, I won't.
Wasting his time now.
And it's precious.
Yeah. All right. We'll jump into these reviews.
Sure.
What do you guys want to do first?
What are we supposed to watch?
Nightmare Alley,
Got it.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
All right, let me look them up.
We'll do Nightmare Alley first since we saw that one first, I guess.
Sure.
Directed by Guillermo del Toro, who I really like. He did Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy, Shape of Water, Blade 2, actually, which I forgot.
Is he related to Benicio?
I feel like
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Hellboy is the only one of the ones you just mentioned that I like.
You don't like Blade 2?
I didn't hate Blade 2.
Blade 2 is okay. Show strong.
Okay. You didn't like Shape of Water?
Never saw it.
Oh, I thought it was really good.
Never saw Pan's Labyrinth either. So out of the movies you watch, I've only seen 2. And I really like
He's got a bunch. There are some also that I didn't list.
Sure.
I hear Pan's Labyrinth is incredible.
Yeah.
I hear it's absolutely
Isn't
incredible.
it in a different language?
It is.
I'm out
Yep.
on that.
He's also, I mean, he's a Hispanic male, so like, he does some movies sometimes, I guess, like,
Sure.
from where, you know. But this Nightmare Alley was also written by him and someone named Kim Morgan. It's based on a novel by William Lindsay Gresham.
Great novelist.
And, yeah. Yeah.
It always feels cheap to say that. To me, it always felt cheap to say you wrote a movie based on a novel. It's like you already have the entire storyline. What did you write? You probably
the
changed a couple
screenplay.
things. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You didn't create it.
I
This
think-
isn't your baby. You just helped raise it.
I think we had this discussion before, me.
And I agree. I mean, with myself from before.
Okay. Yeah, you're making the same point. I just want to reiterate.
Yeah, in case you didn't see the last episode, I will tell it again.
No, this was from like.
Yeah,
Months,
but I agree.
yeah.
I don't.
So thinking about that, right? You'd actually have to really, really dilute it because I remember when you were in the process of trying to write a short movie or a movie.
Let's
You
go
said
left.
you said it was how many pages?
100.
100 pages, and I guarantee that novel's longer than that. I imagine
Well,
so.
yeah.
So you're taking something that's overly detailed and shrinking it down, but still trying to get the same point across.
But-
there has to be a bit of creativity there.
But it's
I'm
like-
not saying it's not saying he created it.
Right.
He's writing it based off a novel.
In my opinion, it's if I'm doing an analogy, it's similar to drinking Coke and then creating Pepsi.
RC Cola.
Yeah, Pepsi's probably great, and hey, we're proud of you. But you didn't create soda. You just took soda and tweaked it.
Yeah.
Coke didn't create soda, right?
I don't know who did. That was just an analogy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with books, like, you have to describe everything in vivid detail, whereas, like, you just show the
Picture's worth 1,000
The
words.
difference between seeing
Yeah.
something and reading somebody's description.
And there is
Like,
a
hey, there's Ben. When I see you, I know exactly what you look like. But
Yeah.
in the book, you'd have to describe it, right?
And you have to give the descriptions of, like, you know, camera pans here,
Yeah.
you see this, so-and-so enters, this is
That's
happening
all the.
here,
That's
this is
all
happening
the.
here.
That's all the writer.
That's the writing, the screenplay version of
Oh.
it, yeah. And again, there's, like, I think this was a point that I made, is that there are good adaptations and there are bad. So there are people that can do it very well.
Sure.
And there are people that
Sure.
aren't good at it at all. So it's again, I agree, it's like you're taking previously established material, but look at Marvel, dude. All that shit is comic books.
Yeah, but Stan Lee
adapted-
gets a lot of credit, right?
They credit him as like
Everyone thinks Marvel.
it'll
They
say-
think Stan Lee.
but it'll
What do
say
you
based
think?
on characters created by, but then writing credits are like other people.
So you can tell me who wrote Game of Thrones, but could you name the directors
of the shows?
Yeah.
I know who the showrunners are.
But I'm saying
Benioff and some.
Most people can't. That's how it should.
Not a shot.
Yeah. No. Well, because then it's weird with TV shows. So you get the creators. They're the ones that like sometimes they'll direct an episode, but like TV, like most times every episode has its own director, but the showrunners are still at the head of everything.
Sure.
So yeah.
Long story short.
Yes. So anyway, Nightmare Alley is about an ambitious carny with a talent for manipulating people. He hooks up with a female psychiatrist, and they begin to run his grift on her high-end clients. That's kind of the overall, I would say, right? Yeah.
Sure.
That's thank you IMDb. I didn't do all that.
Too close to the sun.
It stars Bradley Cooper. He plays Stanton Carlisle, the carny. Cate Blanchett plays Dr. Lilith Ritter, the psychiatrist. Also stars Toni Collette, Willem Defoe, Richard Jenkins, Rooney Mara. A lot of good cast members.
Willem Defoe in both the movies.
Oh, yeah. He's so good, dude. This is off when I left the theater, I was like, okay, that was like, I thought I was like, okay, that was good. But it was one that was like, it's a one I had to think about and one that had to sit with me. And that was kind of something you said when you got here today. But it is, I went home and I watched an interview with the director just to hear him talk more about the movie. Because I was like, I need to hear more of what he was kind of going for.
Does he have a Spanish accent?
He does.
Try to sound mimicking.
I'd have to hear it. Like, I can't do it right now. I'd have to like hear it and then try. I don't remember.
Hello, my friends.
Nah, it's not it. But what did you guys think?
Actually, the same thing. I said it before, so I left the theater going, man, this sucks. It was way too long, and I didn't even see boobies.
Damn.
So, there might actually have been boobies in there.
I don't think it was.
There was.
See the scar on the psychiatrist's chest.
I thought you were going to see boobies at that moment, but spoiler alert, you do not.
Only reason I went to see it.
I didn't like her very much, the psychiatrist. I think she was too aged for the role.
Okay.
Sorry if that makes me sound bad.
Yeah, she's playing like a femme fatale character.
Yeah, she's supposed to be like the sexual attraction, and I just wasn't attracted to her.
Wasn't it? Okay. The times, I'm sure. The way she dressed and her red lipstick and the top stuff like that. Plus, she was smart, what she did.
Oh, I just think she's ugly.
Oh.
Damn.
Wow. In general.
You ugly bitch.
Damn.
Sorry, lady.
Sorry, Kate. One of the most like.
Oh, Cate Blanchett?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gross.
Jesus
Christ.
All right.
It's enough for me, dog.
But your thoughts on the movie, though?
Like I said, so I left the theater going, man, that sucks. And then I was sitting at home and talking with my stepfather, and the more I described it to him, it was his idea to see it. He couldn't make it. He had dinner or something.
For 3 weeks.
But the more I talked about it, the more I liked it. The more I think about it, though, I'm like, well, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I understood some messaging. The more I don't know, it's weird. Mm-hmm. It grew on me. I didn't think it would.
John?
It didn't grow on me.
Okay.
The way it did on you guys. I don't know. I think I didn't even allow myself to think about it more because I just thought it was long.
Yeah.
I thought that it could have been diced down a little bit. There was a lot of just real dry scenes. A lot of it looked like they just added fillers for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, the storyline seemed interesting. For me, it just didn't seem like there was ever. I don't know. I didn't get any like excitement out of it. Even the climax of the movie was like it was still. Yeah.
That seemed brutal.
Should have been a book.
What?
Okay, I was like, it was.
Should have been a novel. Honestly, I would have rather read the book, to be perfectly honest with you. I just think, it was shot dark, it was slow. I don't know. I didn't like it.
That was intentional.
Yeah. I know. Just like that Green Knight movie, that kind of draws me away from it because if there's, I don't know, it just was really bland. That's the best way I can describe it. Like I walked out and same thing as you. I was like, man, that was a 5-hour movie and it was 2:20, right, or something like that.
2:30.
Too long.
The initial cut, the original cut of the movie, is 3 hours and 20 minutes long.
I would have left. 2:35. I was walking out of there.
They also turned the air conditioner on. It was hot as hell.
It was hot as hell. We had the regular seats.
Why would they turn the air conditioner? That's the
second. It's on a timer.
That's the third time. Jen and I went and saw Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and there was no air.
Julia and I did it
hot as hell.
Damn.
What's going on?
Yeah,
I didn't hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a lot of big names. There was a lot of different characters in there. Mm-hmm. You know, there was a lot. There could have been a lot of different stories too. Like, it didn't hit on any of the points for me.
Okay. I tell you, I thought like that long cut. You probably could have got more out of it. I know you're saying you would have left, but like there may have been more time then for things and for you to develop feelings towards the characters and stuff. It might have been beneficial to be that long. I would like to see, same as like when we finished Apocalypse Now, I'm like, oh, that was good. I need to see more. Like here, I would watch it again.
I saw more.
You did see more.
I saw the one you watched it.
But I thought, I really, like the acting was great all around. I thought the story, I did think they adapted it well. I thought it played like you understood the progression of the character and stuff. And I liked, you mentioned the, like how it was dark, like, and this is something, like I noticed it during the movie. I was like, huh, but then like I couldn't put words to it. And then until I heard the director say how he made a personal choice to do this. Mm-hmm. But like once, and I guess we can jump into some spoilers or whatever. Is that cool with you guys to jump into some spoilers? So once, Stanton decides to leave the carnival with the girl. Mm-hmm. The change in the colors. Mm-hmm.
That's when you notice.
You lose all the bright, and then when he gets to the city, it's pretty much all like these gray tones and everything else. And the only red you see, like bright colors, is I think the doctor's lipstick and like a couple other things. But he said that was a personal choice to show. I forget the exact words he used, but like he did that on purpose. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
That's when he loses himself.
Yeah. And it's to see that progression of his character. I was like, damn, man, you kind of
I didn't appreciate it while I was watching it, but I did now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Then I thought about it.
And I just thought the carnival set looked incredible.
Yeah.
The inside of the doctor's office, I was like, man, this is like I would feel like if I'm in there for a session, I'd be like, ooh, this is wild. So like he uses so much detail when he designs that stuff. He was telling a story about stuff that like were his daughter's personal things that like he would bring and put in certain like shots that just like added character to the scene. Right. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. I like the attention to detail that he paid to stuff like that.
Sure.
But yeah, so we're in spoiler territory. So drop some likes. What did you really like about the movie?
I like when the doctor betrayed him. That was my favorite part.
Really?
Doctor, what?
I wanted that. I wanted that to happen so bad because she was pissed when she got embarrassed. And that was the very first thing that came to my mind is this lady.
A long time.
This lady, that's the very first thing that came to my mind when she stands up to try to embarrass him. Mm-hmm. And he flipped the script on her. And for a woman to be affluent in those times, you know, and they definitely made her the centerpiece of it. For him to call out the gun and then when he described why and embarrassed her in front of her own office and then basically said something about her mother in front of all those people there, I was nothing worse than a woman scorned, and she got his ass back. I was hoping for that the entire time. Once he gave him the money, I was like, dumbass.
Yeah,
got him.
All that.
Got him. You're cheating on your girl with this lady and giving her all your money. You're going down. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that made me. I was happy when that happened.
That's funny
because he got warned. He was warned. Yeah. The dude warned him.
I really like, and I like this in a lot of movies where they do tricks and then explain them, and it makes sense when they explain them. They went a little far-fetched with this one, but there were some where they explained it. Like the first one when he was in the cabin and he did the magic trick reading him about the watch and stuff. Uh-huh. I could definitely see that happening, but that was really cool. Yeah. Like to see how intricate all of it is. But what I like the most, aside from the progression of the character, because that was kind of cool, the up and then the down. Yeah. I really enjoyed... throughout the movie, you couldn't tell if it was real or just tricks. Mm-hmm. And it kept that same consistency throughout the entire movie. Like, at some point, I was expecting something magical to happen. Yeah. And it never did, which is kind of cool.
I'm sorry.
No, but just to that point, that's because Guillermo typically does movies about monsters and shit. So you're thinking something fantastical is going to happen, but really it's just a noir story about...
that word. And I'm gonna take it as disrespect.
That's your
one of the funniest scenes in any comedy of all time. Both of y'all getting clapped up. Oh shit! I lost my train of thought. Damn it! That scene is so funny.
I'm gonna need to extend the warranty for the price.
On the house. Yeah. So but like it's just about the guy. He basically starts from nothing. He's low man when he first gets to this carnival.
He's nobody.
Yep, and he works his way up, and he just gets too big for his britches. His head gets too big, and then you watch the downfall, and it's
he bypasses all the warnings, betrays people that have respected, he learned from, steps over
the woman that loves him. Yeah, it's
cool. It's cool to see how that happens. Not cool that it happens, but the progression for me was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Dislikes? You guys ready? So mine is what your like was. Like I was like, when I saw it with Nick Warfield. Yeah. We left the theater and I was like, wait a minute. So she screwed him over just because he embarrassed her like that? He's like, that's what I got. I was like, God, what a bitch. And excuse me, but I was like, she started it. She tried to embarrass him, like you said, and then. Oh
yeah, from the very.
Like she stood up and tried to,
No,
she knew right away what he was doing.
Yeah, so she tried to get him on the phony tip, and then I was like, so it flips on you, and now all of a sudden you're pissed off. And I was like, that's fucked up.
I loved it.
Because
of how gangster she went with that. That was the longest kind. Got all his money. Knew everything about him. Was able to play his ass. Basically, took him to one of the richest people that he knew to get even more money because of how wealthy he was. That was well played, in my opinion. I like. Yeah,
no, it just when it hit me, I was like, initially like, what the fuck? But as we've been talking, it's like
you got to drink the whole beer.
I got 4 more.
Ooh, gonna be a good podcast.
Yeah, just my initial reaction was like, oh, that's awful. But anyway, yeah, I see like the.
It would have been better if she was more attractive.
Start 2022 with a bang.
Yeah, we're gonna do a vote. Is Cate Blanchett hot?
That's gonna be Breezy's dislike.
Yeah, put it on a poll.
It's like
they do in The Office with Hillary Swank.
Oh yes, that is
not what you do her.
Yeah. Anyway, dislikes, you guys.
The length.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
What she said.
If you took half hour off of that and kept the air conditioner on in the theater, I think I'd be fine.
Okay.
I completely agree with you.
Okay. All right.
I think where they added to the movie, they could have put. This is kind of it's whatever. It'd be directors that dislike at the same time. Whatever. Where they added to the movie, I think they could have put a little more character background, like where some of the other carnies, some a little bit of their story, which is because they're pretty phenomenal actors. It would have been interesting to see kind of how they intertwined in there, and that leaving you more thing. I don't know. There's just a lot of boring. It seemed, and on top of that, it's very predictable for me. You could just see how the movie was going all the way through.
Which is okay though for me. I don't. The only thing I really didn't like aside from the length is I wish Bradley Cooper was a little more likable throughout the process. Because by the end, or even toward the end, I was just like, fuck him.
He's a dick.
Like, he was supposed to be in a situation where he tried, he got burnt, he was desperate. But I didn't have any empathy for him. I wish they directed it to where I still had empathy for him during his fall.
I wasn't completely void of it, and because at the very end, so that we can just move into, I guess, the quotes or whatever, but I don't have it's been so long since I've seen it, I can't remember the quote, but I do love the story or the way that Willem Defoe tells Bradley Cooper how they get what do they call him, like the gimp or whatever, the one that they throw in the freak, the one they throw in the ring with like the chickens and shit.
He's the chicken life.
Yeah. The way they con that guy. I love that story.
Yeah, I love that.
And then, it's just so, it was such a fitting end that he ends up in that, you see it happening, but the whole time I was like, guy, you know what's coming. You can't be that far gone.
As soon as he jumps on the train, I know.
I was like, get your shit together. Yeah. And then you want to feel bad, but it's like, you can't because you're such, you've been such a dick, 1, and 2, it's like, what's coming, and you see him laugh about it. So even I think he knows that it's, and I'm like, but maybe he knows he deserves it.
It would have been cool as hell if at the very end they did some crazy thing where he was the one that was in the cage the whole time, and he just imagined that whole story happening. Remember at the beginning when he comes to the carnival?
His own story?
Like it played out to that moment or something?
Remember the one that he actually sees in there when he comes to the carnival? Yeah. If really that was he just imagined him being that guy.
That's the director's hand, John.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's over here.
But agree. So, also another when I'm talking about not having empathy for him is he was a real POS.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
From the
it
beginning.
started, he seemed like a good dude. He tried to help the geek. Maybe because he could relate to
I don't
him.
think he seemed like a good dude
The
at
geek,
all.
right? That's what they call the one in the
freak of the geek. I don't know.
Freak.
Yeah.
Geek.
I don't think that he seemed like a good dude at all because it starts right off with him dragging a body into a house and catching it on fire.
But it's implied that either he died or he was real.
So who the hell
bad
drags a body into the thing, catches it on fire? And then there's no way it's implied because the guy said something to him about the watch, and he said how much he loved his father. And you can find out that's a complete lie. I didn't believe him when he said that shit.
No, I'm not saying that, but in my head, because he's the main character, and because he tried to help people when he got there, and we didn't know what happened to his father, that his father did something and he killed him because of what he did, which might not be in the case, but how he killed him made me just stepped away from the hero is just a POS.
Yeah.
So
it wouldn't even be, you call him like a.
He's not a hero.
I
never really thought he was good. I think that he snuck away, was trying to stay under the radar, found something he liked, killed the old man, gave him the bad bottle of booze, took his book, and then took his whole entire act.
Even that, he was just trying to be helpful. Like he said, no, I'm not giving you these booze. And he's like, no, help me out.
But he
All
showed
right,
him.
You know what? I'm gonna give you a bottle of booze that'll kill you.
Yeah, he knew those were the poison
Yeah.
ones, right? I mean,
he killed him to take his act.
Yeah.
He was a piece of shit the whole movie.
yeah, he just figured out he had a talent for that.
He never get. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it was predictable. He never was a good person. He was always a piece of shit the whole time.
Yeah.
It's not like he slowly falls for that psychiatrist. You know right away. The fucking air in the room when he sees her, you know that those two are going to hook up. They sit this close to each other.
Yeah. It was more about it was like awakened in him or whatever. Like he figured out who he was completely.
Yeah.
But he had it all, and he just wanted to just greed.
Yeah.
I mean, greed.
Lots of close to the sun.
I almost posted it in the thing online.
What's that?
The movie Madness.
Oh, for the green one. I almost did.
But
yeah,
I like
me
Wolf
too.
of Wall Street so much.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street's incredible. Director's hat? Or did you guys have quotes? Do you remember any quotes that you want to? Oh, you got one? Okay, sorry.
The guy who taught him.
He's a great actor too.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
he is a great actor.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Keep going. His name is Robert something, I think.
Dumaru, or something like that. So the guy goes to
the guy he stole the book from, right?
The guy goes to the bathhouse. Look right there. He's in the bath with the lady who's.
His name was Pete.
Pete
was his name, played by David Strathairn.
That's it.
Great actor.
Yeah.
Great actor.
Yeah.
So whatever. He's in whatever. He's in their house. It's this guy's wife. He sits in the bathtub. She jerks him off. Already a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit the whole entire movie. But the guy who teaches him, he said he asked him how he knows it. And how'd you know about the rest of the stuff that she couldn't tell you the words to? He said people are desperate to tell you who they are, desperate to be seen, which is an awesome line because he literally picks that dude apart and he uses that same thing on that lady later on, and then says that people are desperate to be seen later on to somebody else. I like that line.
Yeah.
That's a good line.
That is a good one.
I think my favorite line is fish gotta swim, birds gotta eat.
Sorry if I ever took a snap at you.
Yeah.
No, I don't actually remember what it is word for word, but it's the scene where he explains to him how he traps the Gint, and he's like, and you just bring them in and you tell them, and he's like, you give them a little taste, and then they're hooked.
Yep.
And it's only prevalent because of how the movie ends. So.
Yeah, me too. I love that. That talk about full circle. Like
it's cool. I liked it.
Started with nothing, ended with nothing.
Yep.
Take a half hour off, and you got probably a whole extra point.
The only person he was nice to is the person he becomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The whole movie.
He doesn't drink.
Yeah, that's what
Yes, he does.
Now he does. Yeah.
That's the only thing that I didn't understand.
Never.
That's one detail that was hard for me to understand. He talked about needing to be sharp, needing to be on point, and he was always on. That's why I didn't drink. Nothing changed for him when he stopped drinking. He still continued to do all the stuff he was doing with that guy.
But he never drank before, so you know how it was going to affect him.
He had drunk before. That's how he knew the smell of the whiskey. He said that he had drank before.
Oh.
I swore he said never touch the stuff. When he got to the carnival and they first offered him a drink or something, I thought he said.
I thought he tells her the truth when he's like laying down in the bed on the couch.
Nah, I don't remember that. I like from the time we meet him to the time he takes the first drink with her. Like I thought his whole thing was I never drink.
Oh yeah, because she said he could smell it. She's like, I could
keep
smell
saying
it.
that word never.
Yeah.
Yeah, that word.
I hated that too. Like, and that's why you can't feel bad for him because it's like you have this principle, you don't drink.
Told you.
And then you're like, it's like the second he took that drink, I'm like,
F all those people you screwed over. F the guy you left freeze to death. You're drinking now?
Well, no, like the whole thing is that like you're screwing yourself, man. You played yourself. Anyway.
But you wanna feel bad for him. That's what ties you to the whole story. But when you don't, it's like
I never did. I never felt for him.
right. That's what I'm saying. But if you did,
Right.
like if that was The Rock.
Oh my god, I cried.
My director's hat would be quick. I would just like to see the extended cut. No, I'm good.
Don't mess up his hair.
No, I mean, I don't care. I don't need it. All I'm saying is I would just like to see the extended cut. That's what I would like to see.
Movie should have been done in Spanish.
But it was in America.
Just
Oh, yeah.
I think there should have been like a hint of real magic right at the end. Or right somewhere.
That's somewhat selfish.
Stupid, but sorta. Like, I just wanted to see like a... I don't know. Not from him. From one of the characters.
I got your nose.
Or like from one of the fortune teller characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it would have happened and she showed her at the end talking to the other circus. Like, I told you. And she won some money for betting that he became the Gimp. That would have been pretty cool. Wouldn't have changed the movie at all for me, but...
You guys are my director hat. But
Yeah.
I do wish we would have got a little bit more of those characters. Because it would have been cool to see why, like, why he stopped. What was it? Because when he told him, and he grabbed him again and said, you don't, when he tried to his book, he warned him twice about it. But like, it would have been cool for a little, and cut out some of the crap scenes and just throw a little flashback of him and her doing something and him getting, maybe that's why he drinks now. You know what I mean? To tell some of their stories, like I love Willem Defoe. It would have been kind of interesting to find out how he got through the ranks there.
Yeah, like
what's
a
his
little
name? Who
prequel
played,
action.
yeah, just they spent a lot of time moving around.
Yeah.
And they could have used some of, I didn't need to see him carrying stuff in the rain. You could have used that minute or minute and a half to show something else about how the one guy knew the father and what kind of relationship that has, or who he used to be, or whatever, where she comes from, or why she's so. There was a lot of characters where I felt like they were just there and they didn't use them. You know what I mean?
Did you notice he didn't speak for like the first 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
I was like,
this dude better start talking.
Yeah.
What is this, Castaway?
Or There Will Be Blood. Have you ever seen There Will Be Blood? There's no dialogue in like the first 15, 20 minutes of that movie.
There's no talking to Castaway for like 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Something crazy.
But not in the beginning, like in the mid.
Yeah.
Well,
he's got to get closer.
Scores, boys? Scores?
7-1.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
I didn't hate the movie. It was interesting. It just missed some things for me.
Okay.
What's up, babe? Where's my score thing? I never know where it is.
Right here, Chris.
What are you doing with it?
Here, dude.
I think you take it off.
Right. Okay. I got it on the screen.
You gave it 7-1? You really enjoyed it, huh?
Yeah,
I'm not saying that. So I don't want to tell people not to watch it.
Yeah.
I hate that you have it broken down like that.
Well,
because I don't think it was a great movie for me, but I think it's worth watching.
In 2022, do we change the scoring system?
I'm going
Was a good movie.
6.
Can we go? Was a good movie
We'll talk about that off screen.
and worth watching?
Yeah.
Or just get rid of that. I guess I could do that.
6-6. I'm gonna go 7-5. And there you go.
7-0.
Yeah.
6,
And that's what I
9,
have
5.
to say about that. Yeah. Okay.
See you guys later.
Locked in. Next up.
More exciting.
Very exciting. Probably the best Marvel movie to come out since Endgame.
What other one?
Yeah. Definitely better than...
It was the previous
The
Spider-Man.
middle Spider-Man was I didn't like.
And then Black Widow.
Terrible.
That wasn't
No.
terrible.
Eternals.
Shang-Chi?
And Shang-Chi. And then Shang-Chi, Eternals, then this.
I kind of liked Eternals. This is better than that, but I did like
Yeah.
Eternals.
Okay, but anyway, that would be Spider-Man No Way Home. Came out 2020.
I got beers on the deck too.
2021, right? It came out before the new year? Yeah.
See?
Rated PG-13, 2 hours and 28 minutes. Directed by Jon Watts, who directed the previous 2 Spider-Man with Tom Holland.
Mm-hmm.
He's also slated to direct the new Fantastic Four movie, which I hope is good, because it's been a while since we've had a good iteration of them.
Sure.
Has there been a good Fantastic Four?
I want to say...
There has been a better of them, but...
Right. I mean, like, let's be honest. Like, when the first Fantastic Four came out...
It was so new.
It was new. We didn't have a lot of comic book movies. Like, it was entertaining, you know? I haven't also seen it in a long time.
It probably doesn't hold up.
Yeah. And then the one that was redone... I heard that the studio just completely chopped that one up and like ruined it. So anyway,
that's okay. We got him as Killmonger.
Yeah, Jon Watts, and then the writers Chris McKenna, Eric Summers. They also wrote the 2 previous Spider-Man movies and other things. But it's about the last one ended with Spider-Man's identity being revealed to the entire world by Mysterio. So then Peter Parker enlists the help of Doctor Strange to try to get this spell to make everyone forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and they end up screwing up the spell, and that creates a rift.
Yeah, like in the space-time continuum.
Yeah,
or
and
the
then
multiverse.
Villains from other universes start to show up, which is all in the trailer. That's not a spoiler.
That is in the trailer. Willem Defoe shows up.
Yes, Willem, by the way. Just you both
what he said.
William.
I willed him to show up. Is that what you're saying?
I said
No, not Fox.
Yes, I willed William to show up.
Willem. Willen. Willem.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it's like, is he gonna do it? I don't know, Willem.
Tom Holland, Zendaya, Benedict Cumberbatch, Jon Favreau, Marisa Tomei, and a slew of other actors. It's a great cast. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Action-packed. It's funny. It just brought me back to the pre-Endgame MCU, I feel like. Because you had a lot of the characters that we haven't seen in the MCU movies post-Endgame.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, it's...
Phase 2 has not been good. Or Phase 11, whatever this is.
4.
After Endgame has not been very good.
Yeah. I mean, it's just new. It's new, right? We don't have the love for Shang-Chi.
Huge shoes to fill.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And like we just don't have the love for these characters because we don't know them yet. Like Eternals, like okay, these guys are all new, enjoyable, good movie, like we said. But like we don't know Shang-Chi, we don't know, awesome, cool character. But like we don't have the attachment yet. So give it some time.
I think it took some build too, other than Iron Man. I mean, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Other than Iron Man, some of the early Marvel movies weren't great. You know what I mean? Until Ragnarok and Guardians were good.
Guardians were great.
Yeah.
I mean, it took some time. Like it did take some character building. I don't linearly. I don't think these compare.
Ooh, how would you say that?
Just like that, linearly.
Willem.
Willemly.
Yeah.
Willem to be right.
I would say it's like this angle. Like I think Marvel did better with the first set, and now we're here. This was a banger, though. This was good.
Big banger.
Yeah, that was awesome.
This may have made Tom Holland my favorite Spider-Man, and he wasn't until this.
That's funny. This one made a different person my favorite Spider-Man.
That's funny.
The irony in that.
Yeah. I mean, overall thoughts though, like really, like Jimmy.
Hated it.
Yep, hated it.
Yeah.
Banger. I know we said that, but
It's
like
good.
some general thought. Like, what did you really enjoy about it?
I will say I think it took a little bit to get going.
Okay.
And I am starting to not like Benjamin Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
All of it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, like I'm starting to see him, and I'm like, that might have been cast better.
He's a bad actor.
Oh, he's a great actor.
Wait, what?
And as Doctor Strange?
As Doctor Strange, maybe. He almost like he's not taking it serious or something. Like in this movie, I was watching and I was like, seems like he's phoning it in. Personally.
I disagree. I think like because he's like a guy. To me, he looks like a guy that would be a doctor. Maybe right? Not like the most handsome dude out there, but because he's such a successful surgeon, he's rich and he's got all this money, so he's seen as maybe being like he's more arrogant than like maybe his looks give him the ability to be. I don't know what I'm trying to say. If that's
arrogance is actually the counterbalance to what I'm going to say later about something I don't like about this movie. Will contradict what you're saying right there, because arrogance would go the other way with
he's so arrogant in the first Doctor Strange movie.
Oh yeah.
I
think he was great in them.
Yeah. And that
I thought he was great in Avengers.
Same character wasn't. We'll get into it.
Just something
Oh,
about
I see what you're getting at. Okay, I still like him Yeah, maybe he's humbled more.
Or
since
maybe he doesn't have anything to do with any of his lines at all. Maybe this is all writing. You know what I mean? He is just phoned in. He's only in the movie. Right. He is who they make him in this.
Yeah.
You
okay.
know, this could be writing. This could not be. You know what I mean? He doesn't really have to act much. So this could just, hey, look, here's the scene. Here's the lines.
Yeah. He looks like a snake.
Okay.
On the face.
Yeah, like a weird serpent.
Yeah, kind of.
I thought he
could be a Slytherin in Harry Potter.
Oh, he's a Slytherin for sure. For sure, a Slytherin.
I like the movie because there's a lot of humor the whole entire way.
So much, man.
It is a little kiddie, you know. There's a lot of younger humor here, and I think they definitely push it towards the younger generation versus a lot of the Marvel movies. I feel like that's the case with all the new Marvels,
which is fine because he's technically still in high school, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's about to graduate.
Yep.
So I think they kind of, I mean, even like the outside, other than the one, he makes one joke, which is really weird in my opinion. Probably the weirdest joke in all of the Marvel movies. But I thought the humor was good. I think that there was probably 2 or 3 like real climax style, fight scenes. They were all enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not all the villains in my opinion, but it's the same villain I didn't like in any of them. So
okay.
It's villains.
Yeah, we'll jump into some spoilers. But again, it's awesome action, humor, roller coaster of emotions. I say that a lot.
3 minutes of the movie.
Okay.
I came in, he was on the couch explaining stuff to him. Right?
Oh, you missed a good bit then.
Really?
What couch?
I don't know.
All right, yeah. So
it was him and May, and they were breaking up, I think.
Oh, then maybe that wasn't.
It was the very beginning of the movie. Very, very
I meant to see it again. I just didn't have time. I almost went late. I was just so tired. I was going to go while I was in Baton Rouge, but I didn't have time. But yeah, so let's jump into some spoilers because there's a lot of stuff that I'm dying to talk about.
Please. You say it first.
But, dude, what I loved, aside from, getting to see all these old villains again, the big one is, seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Sure.
I called it.
It was sick. People always hated on the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. I enjoyed them. Second one wasn't as good as the first one, but I still enjoyed him as Spider-Man. I liked the fact that they used Gwen Stacy instead of MJ in those movies. But seeing those 3 together and the banter, unmatched. So funny, so witty. Their chemistry was undeniably charming. Yes.
And you could tell who the best actor of the 3 of them is, clearly, in my opinion. I think Andrew
Tom
Garfield
Holland?
is way better than both of those. And if you watch any of his other work, he is.
Andrew Garfield?
Yeah, he's a great actor.
But we say that about Tom Holland, too. When we watch The Devil All the Time.
He's a good actor, sure. But just the quick emotion, I just felt everything from his face. It was weird. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The internet exploded and was like, we need Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. I would go see that now. Top notch, man.
I don't feel the same way about him in that movie.
Okay.
I think he was a little over dramatic when it was them 3 on the roof and he was just come on, man.
Well, they also didn't talk about the timeline of everything. How soon from when he lost his girl was he pulled?
Oh, you mean from his universe?
Yeah, because in his universe, his girl just died.
Yeah, and
he was going down a dark path.
No, she died in the first one, I thought. Did she not die in...
No, she died in the second one.
Oh, shit. It's been so long.
And so here's...
She fell... I thought she went falling.
I'll wait.
I thought it was the first one.
Because... does that make any sense?
What?
She dies before he kills Mr. Electric, right? But he's alive when they pull everybody from that time period. How the hell is she dead?
Well, it might be because they're all dead already. So they get pulled and then...
No, they all get pulled from that time period. He's still alive. They haven't been killed yet. Dr. Octavius talks about it. They all
remember dying.
No, they don't. They remember getting to
so right where they died.
Yeah.
But the moment before, they don't remember actually dying.
Well, yeah, but in my head, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Until he calls them all back at the same time, but they all just come back to life.
Well, and not everybody came through. So it just, it's one of those things I think with the comic book movie, you got to accept that, would it make sense? Maybe it would, but I really like that moment where Tom Holland is losing it, and he's like, I lost my Uncle Ben.
Push that button.
I lost my girlfriend. Like, I mean, I loved it. I loved those. Yeah. And then just a quick.
That would have just pissed me off more if I was Spider-Man, though. If I was Tom Holland, I was like, You're pissed too.
So
why do I give a shit about your people anyway?
So
my May is dead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were spoilers, but talk about crying.
That was a Jen looked over and said, "You crying?" I was like, "No."
I'm kind of like John. I had a feeling, just because of a lot of the buzz that was on the internet, those two guys
they made the cartoon version, the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
This is kind of like and they had Doctor Strange in this.
Yes.
How could you bring the villains and not the heroes?
But the one thing I didn't see coming was his lawyer.
Oh yeah, I told him that's my favorite thing about the movie.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's good.
Were you gonna say that for your likes?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Please.
Ben ruined it.
Yeah, that was
my whole favorite like was like all the characters. So go.
Oh, my favorite was the cameo. My favorite cameo was the one they had, and he hasn't seen the show, so he doesn't have that connection or whatever.
How big his eyes got?
But
holy hell!
So they're sitting.
I haven't seen Game of Thrones
because Daredevil is like.
Oh, okay.
No. He has to hear this, Chris. He has to hear this. It has some of the best hand-to-hand combat you'll ever fucking see.
Ooh, cuss words.
On, like, dude, I'm telling you, season 1, you've seen them, right?
Plus, at the end of Hawkeye.
I was going to say they have the same bad guy.
And it's the same actor.
Same, I know.
D'Onofrio, right?
Yeah.
I heard,
That's for you.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's this, like, fight scene in a stairwell. Season 1 was the stairwell, right?
Yes.
And then season 2, they did it. It's like this one take.
It's 2 seasons.
It's worth it to. There's 3 Daredevil seasons.
Christ.
But it's worth it to watch the show just to see these fight scenes.
All right, I'll look at it. Watch it.
But anyway, sorry.
I
had to say that.
They're in a lot of trouble, and they need to hire a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And surprise, surprise, the lawyer's Daredevil. And the actor that played Daredevil in the show. And the significance of that is when Marvel bought Disney, they discontinued those series for Netflix, and everyone got up in arms. They've been signing petitions to bring those people back, and Netflix has been silent, saying nothing. And then out of nowhere, they're just like, let me throw this motherfucker in a movie just so y'all get some clarity. Yeah. And they're sitting there, and Spider-Man's talking to him, and he's like, you need a good lawyer. And then a brick flies through the window, and Spider-Man goes to catch it, and Daredevil catches it over his hand.
Yeah.
And he goes, how'd you just do that? And he goes, well, I'm a good lawyer.
Great line, dude. Yeah, great line.
I'm pumped.
Yeah.
But,
man. They were always like, it's the same universe, but they, like, in the TV shows, they will make, like, loose reference to the universe.
Avengers,
yeah, like New York. They'll say the incident in New York. But, like...
The Avengers could be after us.
This is the first time when it's, like... I'm hearing rumors about the Punisher, too, and I'm hoping,
I love him.
Yeah. So you watched that series?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That shit was awesome.
Okay. He first shows up in one of the Daredevil seasons.
That's where it starts,
yeah.
And they do a Avengers version of it.
Yes.
Which is really cool.
Yep.
I don't really like Luke Cage. Jessica Jones I did.
Yep.
But they did all 4 of them get together and fight crime together in one season.
Oh, you said Luke Cage. I didn't. Iron Fist was the slow one for me.
Iron Fist.
I didn't like that one either.
Yeah.
So just watch Daredevil.
Daredevil and Jessica Jones was pretty good.
It's a lot to watch. So I don't have time for
John, before they started, he said, what'd you watch in the last 2 weeks?
A lot.
Like 40 things.
It's
been 4 weeks.
It has been 4 weeks,
Take 2 months to watch it all, John.
Can't do it. Can't do it. I'll let Ben fill me in.
Likes? Did you say a specific like? I said mine. Chris said his.
I mean, it's a specific scene. I like when they're in the science lab and shucks, what's his name?
Ned.
Yeah, Ned says, "Hey, Peter," and they all turn and they're like, "Yeah," and then they all sit there and they do like the thing from the comics.
Yes,
dude, I love that scene.
Yes,
yeah, everybody started laughing. It's like, obviously she doesn't understand how pivotal that is in a bunch of comics and TV shirts and shit like that for over years past about it. But that was really cool how they give a little homage to that.
Yeah. Dislikes?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did mention you had some big ones. You can start if you'd like.
Yes. So, I cannot stand...
I really didn't like how...
to be cut off.
Yeah.
I know that it had the spell, right? I know it had to go sideways, but I think that the way they did it was so poorly written. This guy is a grown-ass man. He's arrogant. He's about himself. He's a narcissist. He's already pissed off that he's not the supreme or whatever, that he's not the number one magician or whatever, sorcerer in the world. So then he goes downstairs and he lets his 17-year-old kid interrupt him in the middle of a spell that he already told him was dangerous, and to a point where it could potentially bring everybody in from all over the world. You're not supposed to interrupt him. He just keeps pulling things as you gotta keep saying names. I think that was terrible. That would never happen, especially not with the person he is. In the ones past, how many times did Tony try to get him to do different shit during Endgame? He never did it because he knew they're supposed to be the greatest sorcerer in the world, and you tell me you just let something like that happen because of a 17-year-old kid's once? Damn that's not what would have happened.
Yeah.
I think that's very poorly written. I think that they could have just used the original spell and did something like that. I just think how they did it was. I don't think it was good at all.
I wouldn't disagree with you completely. I'm not going to argue against it.
I think we're on the same page. I think the writing for Doctor Strange in this was bad.
Yeah.
I think he should have been more of a. They should have thought about that a little more because of how serious it was. I agree. Yep. I bet Sony did that part.
Yep.
And then, so I have one other thing. The spell, right at the very end, they give him that spell, and everybody forgets that Peter Parker. Spoilers: Peter Parker is Spider-Man, right? But Spider-Man was only Spider-Man to them midway through his high school years.
Yeah.
A lot of those kids knew Peter before that. So why didn't they know him?
They just forget. They don't know who Peter Parker
No, they said they didn't know Peter Parker as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's what the spell was. They didn't say nobody remembers Peter Parker. They said you don't remember Peter Parker as Spider-Man. That was the spell. But anybody that knew him before Spider-Man should know who Peter Parker is.
I thought the second time I thought it was going to be nobody knows who Peter Parker is at all.
No,
I thought
nobody will remember Peter Parker as Spider-Man.
So they messed that up a little bit.
I was sad about that. I was like, nobody knows who he is. What the fuck?
But
it creates storyline for the future.
I like it because Sony still owns the right to Spider-Man.
Yep.
And this almost didn't happen.
I know.
Now by doing that, you can keep Tom Holland in a Marvel universe as maybe Venom or something else without having him be Spider-Man. And you don't have to even explain it because everyone already knows. That was Spider-Man. Spider-Man's gone now. He's this person.
The one thing that does do is it justifies a quote, which is one of the few Doctor Strange things I do like. And I'm just going to run this quote, but it justifies a quote that he says earlier. And he says, he's talking to Peter. He said, the part of the problem is not Mysterio. It's you trying to live two different lives. The longer you do that, the more dangerous it becomes. So that explains the end justifies the means there with that line. But the wording, again, it's just another time with Doctor Strange where it's just like, there's your part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe not everybody pays attention, but that I was like, well, he's going to be able to go back and see them. That's why I'm watching the movie. I'm like, well, why won't they remember?
Right.
How do they not know?
They
knew him, like Happy.
No.
I don't expect Happy to know him because
Yeah.
Happy didn't know him before Spider-Man. But those kids went to
all
school
his
with him.
friends, yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody knows him now. No, he
Yeah.
has no
Especially Ned,
Right.
like you grew up with.
Right. So
Ned.
what's his name?
Huh?
What's his name now?
Right.
Is his name just Peter Parker?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was he not in the docket in that school? Did he not go to school with all them? Does he not have a bunch of
Right.
pictures of them before fucking Spider-Man?
I think that's a great point. I mean, I agree with you, and I didn't look at that more as like a dislike. It's just, I was just like sad about it. I was like,
Oh, it's definitely sad.
I think
I
have to be this.
I don't
way?
dislike
Yeah.
them doing that.
Yeah.
I just think the fact that they said
Yeah.
nobody will remember Peter Parker as Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and he was okay with it. Was just the wording.
Yeah.
That's what some minute things I always pick out. I don't know
watch
why.
it again.
I don't know. That was it for me. The rest of the movie is awesome. I think
It
it's
is
great.
awesome, yeah.
I love the 99% of the movie. I love,
Yeah.
and like I said before, in most movies that we really like. It's the intricacies that you pick out from movies. It seems so small, but yet if you're trying to find something you don't like, it's always something small in a movie so good.
Sure.
Well worth a watch.
Yeah. And that's one word might change that?
Yeah, you just take out, nobody remembers Peter
Or
Parker.
erase his memory from existence.
Yeah, you just get
Or
rid
any
of
trace
as
of him.
Spider-Man. Take
Erase
that out of it.
Peter Parker,
Yeah.
a trace of Peter Parker from existence. Yeah. Good call. I like that.
Do you have dislike?
Yeah, it was the Doctor Strange thing.
Okay. I didn't really like how fast the beginning moved. Like the last one ended on such a huge cliffhanger of everybody finding out who Peter Parker was or who Spider-Man was, and then he's an outlaw. Like, he murdered this guy. Like, it's his tech that... I just felt like they brushed through the investigation and all that shit so quick. Yeah. I wish they would have leaned in a little more to him being, like, on the run as this high school kid. Like, hiding out, trying to decipher how the hell he's going to live. But I just felt like it went like, you need a lawyer. Here's your lawyer. You're cleared. Tech's good. Blah, blah, blah. I was like...
Yeah, they skip right over how he's good.
I was like...
They spent a lot of time on the rest of it.
Yeah, and like... You needed to get to the rest of the movie. I get that. But, like, you could also just make this movie long. Yeah. They have no problem making these movies 2.5, 3 hours.
It could have been longer.
So give me some... I just sat there. I would just sit there and watch these.
Yeah, once they showed up, it was like a whole new movie.
You think that they did that just to introduce Daredevil?
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe.
And they could... Again, some writing.
Yeah.
They couldn't... Maybe they just... It could be a director's cut where they had that in there. Some of that in-between story. Maybe they watched it, the critic, you know. They're like... We don't need that.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, it's hard to find something you. So you like one of those ones. It's just like, well, if I gotta say something, like that's what it is, and I just whatever.
I do think Tom Holland's my favorite Spider-Man.
He's great. Yeah.
I think Andrew Garfield is a better actor, but I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
But they could
now body of work.
Now at this point, they could go back and do another Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
He's signed on for a cameo in the next.
Okay. Beautiful.
Did you know that?
Nope. I did not.
He just signed on for a cameo in the Morbius.
I'm not excited you are.
Which got delayed, like 6 months. Yeah.
Because they're putting Andrew Garfield in it.
COVID.
They said because of COVID.
Oh, bullshit.
No, that's what they said.
I know, but they've released 6 movies since then.
Fair. They maybe they had to do some rewrites or something. Maybe
put Andrew Garfield in there.
Yeah. But I just like at this point, like you were saying. This almost didn't happen. Sony was about to be greedy and not let him go back to the MCU. And like, in my opinion, that's so stupid for them to just like. You want to talk about greed? Like, stop it. You see how successful these movies are. You're getting a cut. So Sony, you're rich as shit anyway. Stop being like that. If you cut ties with Marvel and Disney and the MCU, you're gonna fuck yourself. Like, I think that would be the worst decision.
They make the majority of their money doing insurance sales in Japan.
Okay.
So the movies is kind of like an underling for them.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need the money. You don't like what everybody wants is what we have right now.
Right,
so keep it that way. If you want to start doing more, like you have this other universe now, you have these other Spider-Mans. Do it. Make those, but do it. If you take Tom Holland from this universe, I think it's
well, they can't now because, like I said, they forgot he was Spider-Man completely.
Yeah.
So you can reuse Tom Holland now as a different character because they don't own the rights to other characters, just Spider-Man. I think it was an intentional move to take his name off of the name Spider-Man so you can make him someone else.
Okay.
Like
keep Tom Holland.
That's what you're saying about the little piece of Venom.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, no one remembers him Spider-Man at all. Then you never mention Spider-Man again, and Tom Holland's still there as just a different hero.
Captain
I'm
America.
tracking what you're saying now.
So I think that's why they did. I think that's why they wrote that in there.
I didn't hear. Like, I heard you the first time, but I didn't it didn't click. So,
I think that's what's happening.
I mean, okay.
Like Disney's hedging their bets.
Okay.
Like, if they don't do the next one, we can still use Tom Holland. We'll figure it out. Y'all can have Spider-Man.
And listen, I've said this once. I say it 1,000 times. They really haven't let me down yet. The MCU, right? Like in the grand scheme.
Agree.
So I'm looking forward to see what's next.
Sure.
Lines. Can I go?
Yeah, go.
So it's a funny one.
I have a funny one as well.
Mine's a funny one.
When they're all together, it goes to the the banter between them.
It's mine. I feel it.
Mine too.
Really?
I don't know. Go.
So one of them says, "I don't know, how do you work as a team?" or something like that.
Yeah.
And he says, not to brag or whatever, but I was in the Avengers, and they're like, "What's that?"
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah.
What are the Avengers?
What are the Avengers? I lost.
It's like a band? You're in a band?
Yeah, dude, I lost it. That line was that yours?
No.
Oh, okay.
Mine's similar, though.
Okay. I thought it was so fun. What are the like? Oh, man. So good.
So they're talking about the craziest villains they killed. And he's like, yeah. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I killed a guy in a rhinoceros outfit. It's like, I feel like you guys are so cool, and I'm just, and then Tobey Maguire puts on my shoulder and goes, "You're amazing." No, you are amazing.
Timed well.
Say it with me. You're amazing.
What a touch.
Yeah.
I mean, just one of the most perfect lines in the whole movie. Like, because I mean, we all know, because his movies were called The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, It's genius.
And he replaced Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man with the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire's got a hand on the shoulder in a movie going,
yeah.
"No, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Say it, you're amazing."
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Mine is from the first time they go back to school. And he comes up the stairwell by himself, and the principal and the one black guy teacher there, and they're like, "Yeah, welcome back to such and such school where we raise superheroes." And Hannibal Buress is there. He's the coach, and he's like, "Or murderers." He shits on him for like 2 straight minutes, man. I love that whole banter between them is so good because they're trying to cover up what he's saying, and he's like, he just wasn't having it, man.
Because it was JB Smoove, right? Was the other guy? That was like. They're all praising him.
Oh yeah,
just
not him.
Shitting on him.
Not him.
And that goes right into who Hannibal Buress is. Like his sense of humor. That's him, man.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
His
man.
roast was funny as hell. Justin Bieber.
Yes.
Like they say you roast the ones you love, but I don't like you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know you at all. I don't like your music.
Yeah.
I'm not being mean, but when we talk, I don't have fun.
yeah.
So,
Garfield says one right before they go out. He says, "So you gonna go into battle dressed as a cool youth pastor, or you got your suit?" Dude, I fucking love that line. They're pretty good.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
It was awesome.
I just didn't like how sappy he was, but whatever.
His girl died.
You could tell how much it meant when he called the other girl.
Yeah.
He's tearing up
again.
again.
It was a good tie back into when he couldn't get her last time.
And look, man, like, beautiful. But like, so I was sitting here really struggling the whole time trying to think of like what my director's hat might be for this. Are you done with lines?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
So here, I'll put it on for this because actually, and it really didn't come to me until we kind of started, like, until we got into this.
Okay.
But like, I maybe would have, like, now that I think about it, you brought a lot, like the key villains from all the other movies. You brought the other 2 Spider-Mans. It might have been cool to see Kirsten Dunst and Emma Stone.
The corpse of Emma Stone.
She's dead.
But I'm saying, like, up to that beforehand, like before she got, like, because they all got brought, like, before
that
they.
wouldn't have made sense for a sob story on the roof.
Oh, you mean like yeah, that would have. But do you mean like she's alive here?
Yeah.
But he knows she's dead already.
Name something, just like to incorporate them somehow into the movie.
That would have really made it weird. Then he wouldn't have wanted to leave.
Okay, fair. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm struggling to think of something, so I'm wondering, like, could it be cool to see them?
They also made the Tobey Maguire scenario really weird, right? Because they asked him how he was doing. He's like, it's complicated. But the way their movies end, they were like madly in love with each other.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Well, they were fighting the entire movie.
Kirsten Dunst?
Yeah.
And the third one.
But it ends with them two. Like,
they're back together, sure.
But
well, so then you could have seen her because she's alive. Like, you definitely could have seen
unless
her.
They got pulled. I guess so. Then again, that doesn't make sense then, because it would make sense if it pulled him from the middle of that movie.
Maybe.
Because what's his name was still alive and they were still arguing. But that wouldn't make sense for the other guy's girlfriend to be dead. Because that doesn't come to the end of the movie.
Well, fuck my idea, John. You know, I don't know what I'm saying. I guess.
No, you'd like to see some more cameos from
just something, you know, like just a little.
I also didn't like Jamie Foxx's character.
Damn, because I was just about to say shout out to Jamie Foxx because
didn't like it at all.
Because
he seemed like he was trying too hard, but he did have some funny.
He did try way too hard.
I
liked him when he was trying to be funny. I didn't like him in, like, he's gonna stand here and act like I ain't butt naked. That was funny, but I hated both those villains. I thought were crap.
Well, so my second line, I wanted to say it, but I forgot.
Oh, okay. Well, I just, like, because everyone shit on Amazing Spider-Man 2 so much, and he was the main villain. Like, I thought it was cool to see him get another shot at the character.
I didn't think he did bad.
I didn't think he did bad either.
I wish he did more funny stuff.
Apparently, I don't know anything.
But
Willem,
when he was
didn't know that.
When Jamie Foxx was sitting there and he went, and Andrew Garfield comes over to him and he's like, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "I don't know, man. You're from the hood. You fight crime. I thought you were black."
Yeah.
That
was the funniest thing he says in the whole movie.
And then Andrew Garfield goes, "Oh man, I'm sorry."
Yeah. And then he said, what did he say? He's like, "Well, there might be in some world there might be a black Spider-Man or something, right?"
That was kind of neat.
It's pretty
Give
funny.
you that idea that's a possibility.
So there could be, not that we would see like the cartoon version, but we might eventually see like live action version of Miles Morales, which would be
really awesome. That was a great one. Great Spider-Man.
They do have a sequel lined up for that, which I'm pretty pumped about.
Oh yeah, I'll
The
definitely see
animated
that.
Yeah.
What? All right. So what are we doing?
We finished director's hat. Yeah. Oh, I finished mine. You guys.
Well, it's one question. What happened? Does Dr. Octavius die? So yeah.
I thought he did.
So I don't remember how. So he's sitting there holding
I've seen it twice,
the box, right?
I don't remember.
And the electric dude, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Wait, does he die in this or does he die in his original movie?
What happens to him in this? Because I remember the goblin flying through and cutting his 2 arms off. But everybody else gets fixed. What happens to him?
He was already fixed.
He was the one still helping. He was the only one.
No, because they fry him. He fries him with the electric. Screws them all up again.
No, but he was good. Like, he acted like he was bad, and then he started helping them.
Yeah. He was the only one that, like...
box. He didn't want to get sent back. He didn't want to get sent back to death. That's all he wanted was the box. I'm telling you. He's the only one that doesn't get cured. When Mr. Electric, whatever, gets his power, he zaps that dude's neck and he goes berserk again.
I thought he was pretending to be bad and then started helping them out.
No, because he doesn't try to get the box from him. He just holds it out in the air and holds the electric guy. He doesn't give it to him.
I gotta see it again because now I'm getting all scrambled.
Yeah, I think maybe
he didn't want to go back to his death.
I don't know.
Why didn't he stay there? Why didn't he stay in the?
Well, he wouldn't have went back to his death.
Why didn't he stay in the building with Spider-Man and help him then?
I don't know.
Right, he turns him evil again. He fries that board. That's what happened to him before. They fried the board. He started hearing the noises.
Okay.
That's why he rolls the stuff out of there.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta see it again.
If he was a good guy, he would have stayed and helped Spider-Man. You would think, right?
Yeah.
And man, that's not what happened. He dips.
That's a good point. All right, we gotta figure that out, boys. What happened to Doc Octavius?
And then the only other thing is,
drop a comment below.
So what would you have changed?
I would have wrote a different way for them for the Spideyverse to be created. Not that it doesn't come from a spell.
I like the Doctor Strange, yeah.
Yeah, not that I don't think there's probably the only way you can do it is have a Doctor Strange or Adam Warlock scenario where you can bring in multiple worlds. But I think that part was just poorly written. Okay. And the only other, and I guess they do it intentionally, but like, this is New York City, right? Mm-hmm. Where the fuck are all the rest of the Avengers? Like the ones that live around there. How come I mean, I know like Hawkeye and them boys are still around. War Machine, right?
Well, Daredevil was his lawyer.
No, yeah, but nobody can help him. There's just a sand guy.
Tony's dead.
He's on television. No, I got everybody that's dead. I just mentioned the people that are alive.
Well, you said Hawkeye, but
they were in New York.
Yeah, but he's off. Where? Like
he was in New York.
No, he lives in
They were in New York during one of those scenes, right? Because they climbed.
No, but I'm saying like, where is he in the show? Like in his show, where is that?
New York.
Is it? But the whole thing is in New York?
Yeah, this isn't taking place during the show.
But this got to be national. There's a sand guy in the goddamn Washington Monument.
They're busy,
Spider-Man. Guess what I'm saying?
They're busy.
That's the only thing. Nope.
He's the friendly neighborhood.
I get that Thor doesn't come around there, but Christ, it's New York City. This is where Stark Tower was. You know what I mean? This is the epicenter for all this stuff to happen. And then all of a sudden, Spider-Man's there with 3 other Spider-Mans fighting all the villains from ever.
Well, they had Spider-Man. It's covered. They're covered.
Falcon, who is the new Captain America, is just like, I'm gonna head out. Doesn't come. Nothing.
They're also busy too. They're chilling down in New Orleans or wherever.
I guess you can't afford all of them at once or whatever. You got to write it.
There was Jesus.
You didn't want them to forget. Well, they forgot Spider-Man too.
Yeah, they're on the couch with their girls, like, not tonight, honey. He can save me.
Again, I'm drawing the straws here.
I'm tired. I'm trying to binge watch something. Yeah.
All right, what am I doing?
Director's hat.
Director's hat.
Very dramatic.
I would have absolutely loved Tom Hardy in this.
More.
He kind of cameo.
Post credits.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if he was actually in the movie, in any way, I don't care if it's minor, just they interacted. Venom and Spider-Man interacting with Tom Holland and Tom Hardy. I would have absolutely loved it.
That scene was the post-credit scene was so funny.
It was cool. Yeah. It was awesome.
But I haven't even seen the second Venom yet.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I feel bad about that.
Yeah, dude, me too.
I heard it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I do love Woody Harrelson. You know,
I bet it's better than The Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows how it'll go now. Again, we're just waiting to see what happens, man. I'm very excited.
Tis the season.
Well, let's score it up, boys.
Okay.
Jen gave it an 8.4.
Jen is my wife.
Yep. Courtney, my wife, gave it a 9.2.
And my wife, I didn't ask, so. How's that feel?
Julia, leave us a comment.
That feels good. She did like it. She's never seen any of the movies. I don't know anything about anything. She still liked it.
That's how good it is.
Yeah, she wanted. She's like, oh, I wish I knew more about it. I'm like, yes, let's start these. And she went, Nip.
Celine, my daughter, also loved it. I'm trying to get a score. She's not answering.
Where's the score sheet?
I see, like...
What did you give it a score?
Not yet. And it's like, I'm trying to think where it's going to land for me.
I want to see my other Marvel scores.
Me too.
That's,
I really
that's where I'm like...
But it can't. You got to just be authentic. Throw it out there, bro.
Yeah.
I want to say 8-9 or 9-1.
That's where I'm at. Like, that's literally where I'm at. I'm saying 9-1. Fuck it.
All right, I'm saying 8-9. John's taking my score. He's a pussy.
8-9? Yeah. It's that damn good, man. It's like, in the grant, like, we did have a couple of criticisms, obviously.
I was trying to remember what movies got into the 9s for me. And I don't think this is near my top 5. And I want to say...
Well, it's near my top 5, maybe.
It's not in my top 5, and I want to say that one of my movies wasn't a 9.
I had a bunch in the 9s. I had them all the way up to 9-9, I think.
Here's like...
That's psycho. Psycho shit.
What do you want me to say?
You're going to have a 10 at some point if there's a better movie. You doofus. You can't have a 10.
You think there's going to be a better MCU movie than either Infinity War or Endgame?
Did you think there was going to be a better Infinity movie when you saw Infinity War?
I had hope. I knew.
So do you not have hopes that there could be one?
What if there's an Endgame with full penetration? Then what are you going to do?
Full penetration. Fights crime, full penetration. And it just goes back and forth like that for about 90 or so minutes until it just ends. No. So I don't think...
Fantastic.
In my brain, to quote my good friend Chris here, in my brain, you say it all the time. Yes. You say it all the time.
Welcome to my brain.
Yeah.
It's a mess in there.
Bring
your brooms.
Yeah.
Because it's a mess.
Like, the first 3 phases of the MCU, just, like, they mean so much to me. And, like, those Infinity War and Endgame are so goddamn... I just can never picture anything being better than those two.
I cannot wait for someone to go, okay, Boomer, go watch Iron Man when we're old as shit.
Yeah.
It's going to be so funny.
No, I just don't think anything's going to beat those two. I didn't give either one a 10.
So solely based off, you were paying attention to something else, but solely based off of how, I was saying, like, how the Marvel movies both started, series sections started slow, whatever, like, this is the incline for me. Because, like, I think the 2000 Iron Man one had a less gradual increase, I guess, in watchability for me than these first couple movies have had. I just think that those got better faster than these have. So I agree with you that I don't think it will get to that point because it's not going in that direction for me yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think this current movie has definitely opened a lot of doors.
And the list of the shit that's coming next is going back to all the characters that we know. Like, we got Thor's coming, Black Panther's coming.
One of my favorite characters.
I don't think Black Panther's going to be in that one.
Well, there's going to be a new Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman.
So characters we know might be gone.
But I have to imagine the rest of the characters from those movies are going to be in them. Guardians is coming.
They did kill off Robert Downey Jr.
I don't understand what's happened. What did I say?
It was...
Okay. Point of the story, I don't think anything will ever beat Infinity War.
You can't, because it would be a 10.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You can't have a 10.
You can maybe be just as good, not better.
I will say this,
A
though.
991.
With your specifically?
Lineage?
Celine said 9-8.
Damn!
Yeah.
Okay.
She also loves Spider-Man.
So that was my point early on. It does push to that generation, which is good because you got to think we weren't that young, but we were 15 years younger than we are now.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna be like, okay, Boomer, go watch Iron Man.
They want to pull from that because they want them watching it when they're 30.
But for you, like your gradual scale, I think what really drew me in, similar to why I like Batman so much, but to the Iron Man and then the beginning of the MCU, is because the way they became superheroes almost seemed believable. Not necessarily believable, but not out of the realm of possibilities. I believe an Iron Man movie much more than a Fast and the Furious movie. And that just speaks levels.
You tell me you can't jump a car over using a bridge, connecting it to a wheel, over a cliff, over a river?
Yeah.
Maybe.
No
seatbelts?
Your boy and Vin Diesel are just fucking...
I hope they fight.
Yeah, I would love to see in real life. Love to see that.
But so, that's what I'm saying. Like, the realism of transition to superhero, like Batman was just a regular person. And then Captain America got super serum And they weren't like, I can save the whole planet, I'm just strong. And now in this one, it's like everyone can save the world by themselves. Like you got Captain Marvel, Thor's more powerful, the Hulk is a bitch all of a sudden. Like,
I can't wait till we see it again.
Dude. It's just crazy. So
I'm excited.
It's hard for me to get my brain around this one because they're already also powerful. It's like a bunch of Superman.
Well, they're not new.
Supermans.
Yeah, they're not new. So you're not building a relationship with the character. But they're going to have to do that. They're going to have to start building a relationship with some of these characters.
But
You already know
I'm talking about like Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Like,
Shang-Chi. Well, Shang-Chi kind of he doesn't know the power that he has. She was never taught him what he had. She just taught him how to fight. He doesn't learn about what he possesses until the end. They gradually decide.
Yeah, and you also don't know what that is.
Right.
How strong is that motherfucker?
Shang-Chi?
He's very strong.
Pretty strong. Those rings. I'm changing my director's hat. It's not Kirsten Dunst. It's not Gwen Stacy. It's the Punisher I want in this. If you're bringing Daredevil, bring the Punisher. Because the Punisher's first appearance in comics is in a Spider-Man comic.
Ooh,
so
wow.
this would have been the one. If you're bringing Daredevil, bring him in.
It would have been better to show him at the bar at the end.
Instead of Venom?
The Venom thing sets up the story that he's potentially talking about, though.
Yeah, and dude,
there was a Black Spider-Man, like outfit.
Yeah.
There was a whole series of
Oh
him.
no, I played the in the Spider-Man games.
There's a whole series of him. So that he could because he's still strong and fast and all that shit. He just doesn't have the Stark stuff.
It's worth saying. In Spider-Man, both of the Sony productions before this, Tom Holland, the knock on it was there were too many villains. In the third Spider-Man, it was just too much of a storyline to follow. And then Amazing Spider-Man, he fought like 3 people in the last one. They're like, that's just too much.
Yep.
And then Disney said, oh, word, we're going to put all them in one movie.
Yeah.
And then you tell me if it's too many villains. And it wasn't.
Yeah.
It just hit. Hey, there's a Black Spider-Man.
Well, that's it, boys, right? Scores are locked in. We're ready to go there. Next week, we haven't really decided yet, but I'll put it up. We'll talk about it, and the poster will be right here.
They're right there.
Right here. No shots, because John's not drinking.
You can take shots.
Nah, it's okay.
Come take a shot with us.
Guys, let's do shots and get crazy.
I brought back this Chattanooga whiskey from Tennessee when I was there a couple weeks ago. So we're gonna try this out. We're gonna shoot it. John's gonna smell it.
And then we're gonna do the podcast.
Oh, you guys are recording right now.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tuck's here.
John?
Are these from Mexico?
No, these are from El Paso, Texas.
Oh.
Brought them back
Same
for
place.
the boys. Chris, you're the dancing people, right?
Yes.
On the scene.
He is a dancing people.
All right. There you go. Pour her up.
It'll be here by March.
Leave us a comment. Like the video. Share the video. Have you seen Spider-Man? Tell us what you thought. What are your predictions of the MCU going forward?
What do you want us to watch?
Yep. Have you seen the new Spider-Man?
No, I'm glad I wasn't here for that.
Perfect. Cheers. Welcome.
Cheers.
Podcast coming
Hey,
next.
John's being strong.
Real talk for real movies, yeah, we'll listen. Real life on real hype, you feel different. Underrated, appreciated, or barely made it. You let us know at Law Bay, yeah, you really hate it. And Christmas like in the past, about it going better. And like Jesse didn't show up and we don't let him. It's real talk, no theoretical, though it ain't invisible, man. It's so dependable, damn. You can't see him if it's dark or bright. Ask Chris with his Miller Lite. Or Blockbuster, it's so good, right? Candyman or Tony Dodd or Holy God. I mean the devil all the time, or release a lie. Apocalypto, go against the grain like your boy Adam, who drink Jack like Jungle Land and Nick Mullins. Educators, tell us what you know about him. Is it bad or good like Peanut Butter Falcon? Special guests like Danny D and Dave Arnold. Let us look to the future, Event Horizon. In real life, the movie will never stop. Till it does, we drop and there's no getting up. Until then, subscribe and they let you know the tops. Only way to know for sure is to watch. So shut up and drink your pops, your soda and corn pops, and listen to the real life movie talk. I'm isolated like the lady in black, and I seek revenge for these movies that whack.